Everybody ready? All right. Welcome to Earthtones Live. It is that time again. Yes, sir. Terry Von Cannon. I'm going to put my guitar down because I have to put my guitar on to be able to check everything and make sure it's cool. Shallon, do me a favor. On the lens, on the screen of that camera, hold your finger on the viewfinder. Just hold it on the viewfinder and put it over my face, and it'll focus in on my face. Not that we want to see any more higher resolution of my face, but yeah, I think that's fine. Right on. I think that's good. That's about as high resolution as I want to see myself. Welcome to the third in a row of Earthtones Live that I have done since we have resurrected it. I got the Fairchild on my voice this time. I do not have the Fairchild on my voice this time. But you know what? I'm going to do it one time, and you're going to hear it. It's going to sound like this. It's going to sound really good. Welcome, everybody, to Earthtones Live. And I will say that it is me and Shallon tonight. Shallon is behind the cameras. Aiden had a bunch of work to finish up out of town, and I said, take the evening off. So hopefully my wingman, Abraham, will be back in here in the summertime. We'll see. And I'm hoping to get my oldest son, Ben, in here to do some movie reviews. I will say that. My son, Ben, has become quite the movie aficionado and the letterbox aficionado. And if you guys know anything about that outside of the music end of things that we do here, I do some ADR for TV and film here and there and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to see my oldest son getting into movies and all that. And I told him, I said, I want you to be part of the show, and I want you to come in and do your, movies of the week. I mean, man, last night we watched Fifth Element. Have you ever seen Fifth Element? Never seen Fifth Element. Fifth Element's great. It's the 90s movie. It's got Bruce Willis in it. It's quite it deserves at least that. It's all right. Oh, I just finished blowing the leaves in the backyard. I'm feeling old. You're feeling old. Man, I stand up here for an hour and my back hurts because of what kind of shoes I wear now. I'm like, God, what has happened? But anyway, yeah, we watched Fifth Element last night, which is an older movie. He turns me on to all these crazy new movies we've been to see. God, what's the last one that he and I went to go see? He goes and sees more. He's got this a multi-pass. Yes. He's got the deal. Need a multi-pass from the movie. Oh my God, I was crying last night. It was great. She just kept saying multi-pass. I was like, yes, it was awesome. So I hope you guys would enjoy having Ben in here to give you some movie reviews, because he will straight up tell you he knows his directors, he knows his stuff about movies. So anyway, I hope to get that going. But as far as for right now, it is just me and my wing girl Shallon behind the camera, and making sure we don't run out of batteries and making sure that I look all pretty for all of you out there. Anyway, I hope you guys are checking us out on YouTube. I hope you're checking us out on all the Facebook pages. I don't know where else I'm streaming. I can check it here on Restream and see. We're on Earthtones Official. We're on, which is the YouTube page. We're on the Earthtones Recording Studio page. We're on the esteemed colleagues of Earthtones Recording. And we are on my personal. We are not on Instagram right now, but that is okay, and I'm not worried about that. I know that most of my people are probably over on YouTube and over on Facebook. Anyway, so welcome to Earthtones Live, and this is what I've written down to cover tonight. I had a chance to write down absolutely zero because I worked most of the afternoon catching up on stuff. So I don't have any notes. So I hope y'all are going to hang with me while I just kind of pull everything I can out of the top of my skull and kind of figure out what's going on here this week. So today is only Tuesday. I did work all weekend. I had a band in on Friday, and I do not think that band has a name, and I don't know how secretive they are about it being a band. I don't think that they're going to be too secret. The guitar player, Danny Fonero, and the drummer, John Chester. John was in a band called Jonas Season Color. Danny was their manager for years, and then Danny was managing a band called Old Heavy Hands, and John was playing drums for them. and they sort of split up. And this new band, which I'm not exactly sure again what the name is, but they were in here Friday starting a record or some demos or whatever we're going to call it. But I always kind of cut things. Like from an engineering standpoint, when I record things, I don't ever really record them to be a demo. You know what I'm saying? I don't says, replying to Terry Buncannon, also, are you human? Negative. I'm a meat popsicle. That was a good line out of Fifth Element. That was a great line, actually. That was an impressive line. And it's hard to believe that Gary Oldman was actually in that movie. Kind of crazy. Anyway, so where was I, Terry Buncannon, in your Fifth Element trivia? I was talking about something. Oh, Danny Faunaro's band was in Friday, and they're recording some cool stuff. It's really, really good. There's a kid named Hunter Good. Terrence is on bass. Really, really killer rock and roll, and everything sounded great. Hunter played through my 87 Silver Jubilee Marshall Head and the red 412 that I had acquired from Carter Vintage Guitars last year. I don't use it on a lot of stuff. I've used it on a couple of Gale's sessions. I've used it on some stuff personally. Killer sounding amplifier. If you know, you know. 87 Marshall Silver Jubilee 25th anniversary of their amplifiers, and this is an original 87, so it's awesome. I love it. It's awesome. I've wanted one since I was 18 years old, or 19, whatever year. I guess I was 20 in 1987. Wow. I've wanted one since I was 20. That's the year they came out. Anyway, so cut his guitars through that. Danny brought a combo amp in. Was killer sounding. Basses running DI, and John Chester brought his drum kit in. Sounded awesome. What did I have Saturday? I had something Saturday. Oh, I had a seminar. I did a seminar Saturday at Dark Pines Studios in lovely Graham, North Carolina, with my buddy Max Deering. Max has got a super pimp place down in Graham with his Neve console, and he's been bugging me to come down there and get in on a session, mix some stuff, track some stuff. So we had an AES seminar, Audio Engineering Society seminar down there, which was very cool, and did some stuff with Max, got to kind of drive his console, and I took a couple of mics down that we got to play with for a little bit, and then I cut out of there about 1 o'clock or 1:15, came up here and cut a great session with Mr. Eric Gales for Mike Mostert. Mike is on Instagram. I don't know. I think his band's called In Theory, maybe, or something like that. Really killer band. Mike flew in to do the session with Eric. They cut guitars to a couple of tracks. We worked until probably 8 o'clock that night. And then back in Sunday with Hypnotic Conquest. Do you guys know Hypnotic Conquest? It's my buddy James Hilton on drums. All the rest of the guys in the band are just killer, but I have known James since he was a wee lad, since he was in high school. I recorded his first band when he was in high school. Most of the guys that were in that band were probably, if they weren't in high school, they were right out of high school. They were called the Wilted Blooming. And I recorded, what mics did I use at Dark Pines? We used a lot of stuff, but I took my Roswell, guitar mic that they sent me called the cab mic. Gosh, I should go get that cab mic and show it to you guys. It's really great. Did I even bring it? Oh, you know what? I can't because I left it down there, and Max is going to bring it back tomorrow, so can't show you that mic. But the cab mic is really cool because you put it right on the center of the guitar speaker cone. It's made specifically for miking up guitar amps. You put it right on the center of the guitar speaker cone, and it does the most amazing job at being EQ'd. I would never put a mic right in the middle of the speaker cone. I just wouldn't myself personally. I would pull it off. I pull it off to the side. There's a little thing in the middle of the speaker called the diaphragm. It's really small. Just looks like a little. It's the little circle in the middle of the speaker. And what I do is I like to put a microphone to where the middle of the microphone diaphragm sort of gets bisected by the edge of the speaker cone, if that makes any sense. Because speaker cones, diaphragm of speakers, they move like this. They kind of vibrate, which was explained to me. So if you catch them as they're vibrating like that right at that source, and then if you need it darker, move it to the outside. Anyway, that's geeky engineer talk. This thing is cool because you just take it and you put it right in the middle of the speaker and you just put it through whatever your mic preamp is, and it sounds glorious. It sounds amazing. So that's what we did, and it sounded great. And we A-B'd it between that and a Maddie Halloween. I love it. You're watching on YouTube. Mr. Bittersweet Machines, Matt, is in the chat. I like that because it rhymes. Matt's in the chat. So Matt comes in here and cuts some killer songs. Thank you, man. It's good for my voice to be back out there. As you can see, Matt, I need to get on the treadmill along with you. Matt runs these marathons, and, man, I tell you what, that guy's like he is a machine. He is a bittersweet machine. Look up Bittersweet Machines on YouTube or anywhere. Killer stuff. The majority of that stuff we've tracked in here. There was a lot of older stuff that he did, but that's his band. And producers in L.A. sends us all the stuff. Really killer stuff. And I saw Mark, Matt, at the NAMM show in California in January. I'm walking down the concourse on a whole other side of the country where I do not live, and I'm walking down the concourse with thousands of people, and this guy says, Benji, and I'm like, there's no way that I'm in this whole thing and someone knows me here. There is absolutely no way. And I turn around, and it's Mark McKee. And so he produces a lot of stuff for Matt, who is in the chat. And anyway, so back to the mics we were using at Dark Pines. I took my brand new AEA. It's called an R88. R88A, maybe? And it's a stereo ribbon mic. Looks like a big pill, like a big capsule. Did I put that? Shalon, I'm going to send you back there to get a microphone. Can you do that? Or should I run and do it? You got it? All right. I'm going to put the shot over here. I'm going to go. Oh, Shalon can get around the cameras. Watch that. She can get around the cameras. Look at her go. So I'll show you the R88. I'll show you the AEA R88. Really cool. They sent me, and when I say they sent me, yo, Mr. Gale, what's happening? How are you, my man? It is so good to see you in the chat. I hope Mama's doing good, and it's good to see you in the chat. So everyone, my buddy Eric Gale, not to be confused with Eric Gales, is in the chat. Was that the one from the crate? I don't know which one from the crate. From the crate? You did make it. Woo! Okay. It's a soft case. Okay. I think it's up top with all the ribbons, but it's the biggest one sticking out from the edge of the shelf. I just reorganized all the microphones Monday. That's it. That's it. Shalon gets it. She scores. Woohoo! Here we go. Thank you, ma'am. All righty. So, I will show everyone. Good. I'm glad Mama's good, man. It was so good to see you at the Gales show in, not Concord. What's it called? Cornelius. All right. So, glad to see everybody in the chat tonight. I'm going to be geeking out standing here. So, let me show you this. I'm going to tell you something. If you don't know a lot about microphones, which I really thoroughly expect none of you to, which is perfectly fine, it's just my geeky thing, this is a sexy mic. So I'm going to tell you straight up. When your microphone comes with a nice velvet bag over it, like a nice little cape coat kind of thing. So check it out. You ready? Woohoo! That's right. That. Let's get the top down. Let's get the top down mic on camera on that. Let's put that right there. Yeah, baby. That's right. That is the AEA, the R88 Active. That is their stereo mic. So there's two microphone elements in this capsule. And they're turned at a 90 degree from each other. So they're in what's called a Blum line. So when you position this mic like this, it's picking up in stereo. There's a special cable that comes out of it. It comes out to two channels. It comes out to a Y. It just looks like a big cable of a Y-shaped cable. Plugs in here, right here, And then you put the and then the cable stretches out to 2, and it plugs in, and you pan them left and right, and it's the most amazing stereo image from a microphone I've ever heard. It's crazy. A friend of mine had one and brought it in, and we did a record with it, and I was astounded. Like, the stereo imaging was crazy, and it just sounds. It's a ribbon mic, so it sounds amazing. Anyway, the AEA mics sound great. I've got a few of them. Yeah, right. Keith Riff. I did mean to bring the dude by, but missed again. Got to stop by John Marks to pick up a couple of laps. I'll stop by your place. That sounds great. Oh, it says, I checked other channels, and they are all good on volume. Has to be on your end, brother. I can barely hear you. You can barely hear my microphone? Oh, wow. Okay. Weird. So, a 5-pin XLR to my panels would be really great. That would get, I could put Shallon on the soldering iron. That'd be awesome. Will you go see if the mic will, if you can just give me a little bit more gain? Is it good on your end? You hearing it fine? Very strange. It's probably just because I'm standing back here like this, so you don't really hear it as much. I kind of got to eat this mic. But that's okay. So, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry it's really low. Does that seem to be a little, uh-oh, that was down. Come up a little more. Come up some. I think it lost it all together. Uh-oh. Hello? 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 What happened? Huh? Okay. That one mic preamp's got a gain and a volume on it. Should be the... I might have to come in there and fix it for you. You want me to come fix it? I don't really hear a lot in here. Not much. Not a ton. You can turn it up some more. It was plenty loud. It was okay in my headphones before, but I'm just trying to make sure it's okay. 1, 2, 2, 2. Hey, 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 hey. Still here, but it's quiet. Yeah, it came down a little bit. It's going to come up some more in just a second. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 2, 2. It's whichever one just says mic on it. It's got the input on the bottom left and the output's on the upper right. Nah, it's not just you, man. It's in my headphones. It's a little low, too. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. How's it looking there? Huh. All right, give me 1 second. Everybody, hold tight. This should be much better. Let's see. Yeah, much better, right? Woo! Tell me, that's better? Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I can hear myself better. One, two, hey, 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 hey. 1, 2, 1, 2. That should be much better. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! Uh-oh. Guess what? Lost that camera battery. We got some stupid batteries telling us that they're 100% charged. They ain't 100% charged. Some better? That should be way better. Yeah, that's even louder than it was in my headphones before. Still not full volume. What? Let's see what we got. I think that's good. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who? Yeah, that's good. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Okay. So, and give me one more second. This camera's driving me nuts because I can see it, and I think it's in the stream. Looks in focus to me from there. All right. Not gonna waste all my time. Hey man, we're getting all the bugs worked out. I'm getting all the bugs worked out still, but you know what? It's all good. So, where were we? Oh, microphones. Yeah, my AEA R88 ribbon mic, killer. Hey Wayne Jarrett. Wayne Jarrett chimed in the chat and said hello. The infamous Wayne Jarrett, and he is infamous, and he is a legend, and I ain't lying. I've got 2 guitars painted by Wayne. One's hanging right there. One's hanging over there. I don't have them in my hand right now, but we're thinking about my youngest son, Abraham, is thinking about wanting Wayne to paint another. And I said, well, start mowing some lawns, get all your stuff together, save your money, son, and you can get one painted all of your own. So he's got ideas. Okay, so anyway, so had that whole thing, had bands in, had Hypnotic Conquest in on Sunday. They were awesome. I love those guys. Like I say, James Hilton, the drummer, I've known him since he was just in high school. Killer, nice guy, great band. They're just awesome. And so they came in. They got a new record that's going to be coming out soon. And speaking of records, that R88 Max Deering chimes in. That R88 sucks. Send it to me. I'll take it from you. I bet you would. So here's the deal. I'm starting. Okay, Eric says, I got my Crown guitar plugged in, ready to jam along when you break out that Ibanez Tube King. Funny that you said that. Look, and I'm even going to put it right here so you can see it live in multicolor right there. That is the Ibanez Tube King. Notice it's gold. Notice it's burgundy. Guess what else infamous pedal is gold and burgundy? That would be the old Klon Centaur. And, you know, the Centaur's become quite infamous and expensive and legendary and crazy and all that. So I will actually plug up that Tube King before the night's over with. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time yakking and talking. And I'll get to pedals and all that good stuff. I just want to make sure I cover everything else. I always forget something. We talked about AI last week a little bit. I don't really want to talk about AI. You know what I want to talk about today? Is that the exact one you had? That's really cool, man. That is the one. That's the one. I'll tell you the difference between these Tube Kings. I know we're not even in pedal mode yet, so check it out. These Tube Kings have these knobs on them. And I have another Tube King back here. I'll show you. Hold on one second. One second. This is the Wallow pedals. So, I have 2 Tube Kings. And as a pedal junkie, and I'm not nearly the pedal junkie you think I am, but I'm pretty bad. So, if you see these 2 Tube Kings beside each other, the one thing that you notice is that they got different knobs. And if you check them out, the fonts on them are different around the knobs. This one has more like JCM 800 Marshall-looking knobs. These that have the rubber knobs, like you feel them and the knobs actually feel like rubber. They're like tactile, grippy kind of rubber. They're not slick plastic. They make kind of slick plasticky knobs with the white little thing marker on it. That's not the one. You want this one. You want this. This is like the first issue. And also, too, if you look at these with the rubbery knobs, they say made in USA right there. It's got your patent and all that stuff on it. All the rest of them that you're going to buy, I say be careful. They're all kind of the same pedal anyway. These say, on the back of them, they say made in Japan. So, The Japanese ones and the American ones, they're different. You can really feel the difference in the weight of like the casing on them and stuff, but they look very much the same. There's not a lot, but check the knobs out. The knobs are where I can really tell the difference in them. Okay, where was I? I was talking about something else before I got off. What was I talking about? I did not want to talk. Oh, you know why I do not want to talk about AI? Because I want to talk about real stuff. I want to talk about exactly what I am getting ready to do. And I am going to, are you ready? I'm going to announce it tonight, Shallon. Tonight. Shallon didn't even know this. I'm going to announce it tonight. Special announcement. I didn't even put special announcement in my invite to the stream today. But, special announcement. I'm starting a record label. Yep, starting a record label. That's right. You heard it here. The funny thing is, I thought about it this way. I put out all my own records anyway, and it seems like they're so few and far between when I put them out. Years between them. 4 or 5 years between them. Worse, almost like Def Leppard and Guns N' Roses, but not that bad. But I put them out, and what happens is we always just made up funny record company names to put on the back of our independent records, like we didn't have a real record label. And what I'm going to do is I am going to start a record label just like I started a recording studio. And everything that I put out, and if there's people that really want to have things released, there's a lot of, what I find is that in today's world, there are a lot of people and there are a lot of bands. I always think that young people are so ahead of the curve when it comes to technology, first off. But the thing is, I think that they're ahead of the curve when it comes to just knowing things. Like I will ask a young person something that I don't know technology-wise because it's like an automatic, I am a glutton for punishment, aren't I, Max? It's like an automatic... It's like I look automatically and go like, well, obviously this young person knows more than I do as a dumb old man. I make myself feel that way. This young person knows more than I do about tech or about something that's techie or about how to do something that I had to learn how to do over my however many years doing this, 25, 30 years of doing this. What I have learned is this. There are a lot of people in today's world that do not want to be bothered with doing certain things. I think that every young kid knows the ins and outs of social media and how to use it for marketing, and they do not. They know how to use it as a consumer. They know how to use it to entertain themselves. They know how to use it to put things up sometimes. But it's crazy. I used to think every young person, and now I ask, and it's like, zero. Very rarely could I turn my social media aspect of the studio. Yeah, man, I'm going to do publishing. But anyway, what I'm saying is very rarely could I turn over the social media aspect of my studio to an intern and have it run as properly as I think it should run, right? You probably don't know as much about advertising on Instagram and advertising. You may, and I say you, I'm pointing to Shallon, because Shallon is much, much younger than I am. Let's just say that. So what I also find out is as far as like getting vinyl records made, I'll talk to people in bands, no matter what age. My age, 20 years younger than me, 40 years younger than me, and I'll say, have you guys thought about putting records out? And they're like, well, yeah, I got a friend of mine that he can make tapes. And I'm like, well, cassette tapes are coming back, but these kids don't know how to put their own records out. They know how to do things on streaming, but a lot of that is like, okay, do you want to have, if you're going to play gigs, do you want to have physical merchandise to sell, which you need to have that. I know how to do those things. I know how to, I'm not going to say I'm great at it, but I've dabbled in it enough to where I know how to get things pressed. I know how to get things done. And also, too, the other part about running a record label is that you need to know people. You need to know people associated with marketing. You need to know people associated with reviews. associated with magazines, associated with all that, because anyone can put their record on streaming, but it's really hard to market it and promote it. And that's the thing. So I am going to kind of congregate everything in-house that I put out. My latest record that I showed you guys last week, Johnson Heisman Conspiracy with my buddy Tim Heisman, that is going to retroactively go on the label. I'm getting ready to put out another Spirit of Hamlet record with Mike Watt and Scotty Irving and Makoto Kawabata, and I am going to put that out on vinyl and CD. I'm going to put that on the label also. And the previous release, Spirit of Hamlet, that we did with Mike Watt was put out on vinyl by Broken Sounds Tapes, or Broken Tape Sounds was the label. I'd have to look at the back of the record, but they put it out on vinyl. Really cool. They marketed the crap out of it, so it was really good. We did interviews. We did all this cool stuff, so it was great. And I'm starting to know some of those people personally. Not starting to. I do know a lot of those people personally, as far as saying, hey, man, I got a new record out on this label, and I can send them stuff. So what I'm going to do also is put out the first Spirit of Hamlet, which only is on vinyl. I'm going to put it out on CD. So it's not that it's not available, and they'll all be available on streaming. But again, physical merchandise is kind of where it's at. And what I find is that there's always one aspect of, yes, we do need to talk tomorrow, Max. Max is going to bring me back my mic. I'm telling you, man, that thing we did at Max's on Saturday was killer. I wish I could have stayed all day, but it was all good. So what I'm saying is I'm starting a record label, and what I find is that in the process of releasing records and helping people understand how to release their own records, I spend more time helping people with 2 or 3 aspects than just doing it all myself and just saying, here's the cost that I'll charge you to release this record. And when you do this, you can buy these back from me at a certain amount per copy. It covers my costs, gets you records in your hand for a certain amount of cut, and you don't have to do crap about it, right? If the band is good. I'll look at other bands, look at other recordings, of course, stuff that I'm doing in here. If they're bands that I see that are good bands that need a good recording that don't have that, and I say, okay, here's the whole package, then maybe we talk about, here's a package price to get you recorded, mixed, and released, and it's all in the label, right? That's all that's on my mind now. So the first thing I do is I buy .coms, because you have to have a .com. You can try to take care of everything on social media that you want to, but it all has to point to, like, even if I see companies advertise through social media, if they advertise their product, there's a landing page for that product off of social media that gets you off of Instagram, takes you to their website, takes you to their e-commerce site, takes you to their store, takes you to something. So the first thing I do is I will search out company names, and I'll search out names, and I'll search out .coms that are available for that name. I'll sort of do a brief Google search, make sure that I'm not copying anybody else or breaking any kind of copyrights or anything like that. And so with that, I will tell you, who wants to know the name? Oh, there's .studio domains now too? Did not know that. Did not know that. So when I first started Earthtones Recording Studio, I searched all the domain names. This was easily 16 years ago. I think, yeah, it was like 2010. Yeah. And so, when I started the domain, I went through and I got a Gmail and I got a website domain, and I wanted to make sure that they were the same. And so what they had available, they did not have Earthtones Recording. They did not have earthtones.com, and they did not have earthtonesrecordingstudio.com. But they had earthtonesrecording.com. And I was like, that actually sounds cooler to me than ending the business name with the word studio. So in most things you see, my website is earthtonesrecording.com. And I tell people that, and it's like, to me, that's just a cooler name for a company. Earthtones Recording. It's like, what do you do? Well, it's in the name, right? So anyway, I did that. That was kind of cool. So Does anybody want to know the label name? I've already got it all picked out, and I've already bought the .coms. So I'll tell you, I have a sort of in hibernation podcast that I haven't done in a while, but I'm going to start taking these episodes. We're taping these as live streaming them too. So I'm going to start taking these episodes and editing them and putting them back into the Conversations in Groove podcast, even when I don't have guests on. If it's just me yakking about studio stuff, yakking about stuff happening in the studio world or in here in the guitar world or whatever, and start doing that. So I was like, wow, I want to have something that has the maybe has the word groove in it. So if I do, so maybe I kind of put things, kind of make everything kind of fit together. So I looked up Deep Groove, everything Deep Groove gone. I looked up Deep Groove Records, everything Deep Groove Records gone. I was like, well, that's a no-brainer that would already be taken, because it's not like records have had grooves in them since, forever. So I looked up Deeper Groove Records. I was like, oh yeah, we're Deeper Groove. Well, no, those are all taken too. So then I thought, okay, what about if I'm the Deepest Groove? So I looked up Deepest Groove, and hey, Adam Emerson, how are you, man? And so I looked up deepestgroove.com. That was available. Deepestgrooverecords.com. That was available. So I bought them. I still wasn't convinced, because Deepest Groove does not flow off the tongue like Deeper Groove or Deep Groove to me. So I wasn't, yeah, man, it's good to see you, buddy. So I wasn't convinced about it, but I bought the domain names, because domain names are cheap. They're about $15 a year. You just buy it for a few years, kind of hang on to it, see what happens. So I was going through some stuff that I had the other night. Long story short, and I'm going to make this really fast so I can play some guitars and play some pedals. Long story short, I bought a bunch of stuff, and I know I always sit here and say, I bought. But work hard, play hard. That's all I got to say. I don't, I'm not made out of friggin' money. And as much as I spend, I definitely don't have any money. So I don't like to sit here and talk about, I bought this, and oh, look what I have, and look, I bought this, and I bought this. So 4 or 5 years ago, there was an auction. Adam, I'm so glad you stopped in, man. Oh, dude, long day of teaching guitar in a building with no AC. I have turned it up here so I don't hear the AC, and it's getting hot in here, and I have a flannel shirt and long pants on, and it's the hottest day of the year so far. So I bought some things a few years ago from a Julian's auction. If you guys know Julian's auction, Julian's auction does a lot of these big high-dollar guitar auctions. Like they did the David Gilmour Strat. They just recently did one, I think, and they're really well-known auction house. And they had a Steve Vai auction about 3 years ago, maybe. And if you guys know me, of course you do, that I'm a huge Steve Vai fan. I've always liked Steve's guitar playing, and everything that he does, every record that he does, I have my favorites, but my favorite record of all time is Flexible by Steve Vai. My favorite record of all time, not just his, but my favorite record of all time is Flexible by Steve Vai, just because it's got the Zappa vibe to it. It's early. He hasn't gone completely harmonizer crazy. I'm here now, Benji. I go where Eric Gale goes. Right on. I hear you, man. I appreciate you guys listening. I'm getting to the point, I promise. I know I ramble. So I bought some stuff out of this Steve Vai auction. I went online and I thought, oh, I'm going to go to this auction. It's going to have all these expensive guitars, and I'm just going to go look at the stuff. It's going to be fun to look at it, but boy, I'm never going to have enough money to buy anything in there. So they had all this crazy stuff. They had a Harley. They had like 10 guitars. And of course, all those things were so expensive, but they all had minimum bids on them before you got into the auction. So you had to register for the auction. You had to do all that. I've never done, he is a melodic monster. I've never done an online auction before. I mean, of course I've done eBay, but not a proper online auction where I'm watching things go and it's in real time. So I put a minimum bid on these two things. with my favorite album being Flexible, there's a sister album to that called Flexible Leftovers that he also put out, which has a bunch of leftover songs on it. Still great songs, not B quality songs, just extra songs that didn't go on that. And I bought these 2 packages of, they just call it, Flexible is a badass album. It is, man. And so I bought these 2 ephemera packages, they call them, with all this stuff from those albums. So what it was all I got test pressings. I didn't get any test pressings of the records. I got graphics test pressings. I got original artwork from Flexible Leftovers and some from Flexible. I got print negatives from all of the album covers. I got print negatives from the inside sleeves with all the lyrics, with all the credits. I got hand-drawn original artwork. I have hand-drawn pictures of him from some artist for the covers that never made it to the covers. I have to bring some of it in next week for the thing and just kind of show it to you. It's pretty amazing stuff. And they show you a little picture of like all the stuff, and I was like, oh, that's great. And the minimum bid is like $200. I was like, I'm going to put this $200 minimum bid in. Hard Rock Cafe is going to buy all this stuff and put it in frames and put it on the walls and all that stuff. So the auction day came, and I thought, man, it's going to be a big letdown. Me and Abraham are going to sit here. Yeah, man. Crazy, right? So I'm thinking me and Abraham are going to sit here and watch this auction on my laptop, this laptop right here, sit and watch this auction on this laptop, and all the stuff's just going to go up into the thousands of dollars. And no one bid on either one of those packages. And I sat there and watched it, and I was like, and I just kept saying, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. And nobody bid on them. And I was like, okay, maybe somebody doesn't like Flexible and Flexible Leftovers as much as I do. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, man. I'm going to bring it in here. I will promise you, let me look at my calendar right quick, because I will promise you that I will bring it in here next week. If you guys show up, you promise me you show up, I'm going to put that stuff up here next Tuesday. I got one session from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., so that means we're on next Tuesday. If you can't make it, yeah, that's right. That's right. So what's amazing is I have all this original crazy stuff from Flexible and Flexible Leftovers, and it's not duplicated stuff. I have 2 hand-drawn. There's a Leftovers cover, and what's crazy is there's all these little cutout things to where people used to actually cut and paste, people used to actually cut and paste, right? They'd get things on paper, they'd cut them out, and they'd paste them around, and they'd make they do like a photo of it, right? That was where the term copy paste and cut and paste came from on a computer, was they actually used to cut and paste these things. There are cut paste versions of the cover for Leftovers. I have them at my house. They're literally sitting on a table downstairs in all the stuff. Yeah, it is totally heavyweight memorabilia, and I will bring it all next week for you. I will promise you I'll do a special episode next week. Let's just go ahead and plan that now. Shallon, if you can be here, fine. If you can't, we'll figure it out. But I'm going to tell you straight up, I will make all you guys a promise. I will bring all that Steve Vai memorabilia in here next week, and I'll show you every single bit of it. I can put it on this down camera and show you. It's insane. And I've thought about actually having like some shirts made. I mean, I have the screens. The cover has a crazy thing where he's like stretching this thing. I have all the cutout stretches. I have photos of his hands that were supposed to be looking like they're holding. I mean, these are all just photos of stuff. It was crazy. And so I was amazed when I got it in, right? I got it, and you get it in, and you pay for something like that, and you think, well, maybe I didn't really look through the description enough, and it's just going to be like a couple of things. But there's a couple of photos of him that there's some test prints of photos that I've never seen before. I haven't seen him in any guitar magazines. I haven't seen him in any Vibe press stuff, like old stuff. So it's really super cool, and it's pretty cool. So you found the listing? Yeah, man. Paste that listing. If I could, yeah, it's the Julian's auction listing. So in other words, I got both the Flexible packages or the Leftovers packages or whatever they were. It's amazing. And it blew my mind to get it. So, back here with me helps out. Oh, and Greg Cox live stream. I love Greg. He's awesome, man. thank you, man. I appreciate you loving this kind of channel. I just stand here and yak all the time. I know I watch podcasts and or live streams, and I wait for guys. I'm just like, play the dang pedal or play the dang guitar. But I sit here and talk for it's 47 minutes now. I didn't mean to do that, but so seriously, I will bring that stuff in, and I've thought about it's got the original order forms that went in the record. There's a company called Akashic Records that actually released that record. They had the order forms, and so I'll bring those in. You can see them all on. So I have to send it. Let me see if I can find that Julian's auction. I'll tell you what. I'll just bring all the real stuff and just show you next week. Okay, I promise you. But it's insane. And talk about somebody spending all their hard-earned money. My youngest kid, my kids would work and save their money, and my wife was really adamant about them having a savings account and all that. And so Abraham, he's 6'7". Well, Steve is about that tall too. He's really tall. I don't know exactly what his actual height is. This will make you crazy, and I will have Abraham bring this stuff in when he gets back on the live stream. Abraham bought 2 lots of his stage clothes, and we found a photo of Steve in a vest that was included in one of these, and it's the infamous photo from the Eat 'em and Smile David Lee Roth era where they have the American flag, and he's holding his green Charvel, and he's got this little, looks like a knit vest, looks like a crocheted vest on. That vest was in one of the packages of clothes that Abraham bought, and the friggin' pants fit my son to a T, and his legs are this long. So I was like, okay, you and Steve Vai wear the same size clothes. That's crazy, but they fit him, and they're amazing pants, right? So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I never do stuff like that. I don't buy like if I buy stuff, I have to really buy things to go like, okay, I'm going to use it in the studio, right? I'm going to write it off, right? I'm going to write it off. I'm going to buy these Tube Kings, and I can write it, and I do. I write off everything on my taxes as a business, but I have to have like an excuse. I have to fill a gap. Oh, I don't have a Les Paul with full-size humbuckers in it. Wow, if a Les Paul with full-size humbuckers comes up, I could really fill that gap with it. It's just another guitar. I could really make things go by, but it's a great excuse to have to buy something. I have no excuses to buy fanboy stuff like that, but Steve is my guy, man. And so anyway, we did a cool, I met, I can't say anything about that yet. I'll tell you next week about that. But anyway, I'll bring the stuff on. You guys want to hear some guitar pedals? I got a few up here for you. Let's check them out. All right. All right, Shallon, here we go. We're going to play some guitar pedals. All right. This is my Fender Telecaster. It's got that like slime green pickguard, and this is a Player Series, maybe? Something like that? Yeah, Player Plus. So it's got the noiseless pickups. It's got the noiseless pickups in it. And the Mike Watt. Yeah, the Mike Watt bobblehead. I'm going to put that, I'll tell you what, quickly, I'm going to put that Mike Watt bobblehead straight up. I'm going to put it under the cam so you guys can check this out. My buddy Mike Watt. When your bandmate has his own bobblehead, you just go ahead and buy the bobblehead because it's very cool. So in starting this record label, I'm going to have, back to the record label quickly, I'm going to have, and the reason that I bought all the Steve Vai ephemera up, why did I even, it's like, man, I went off on a tangent. So, you got to hang with me. Everybody's got to listen on this one. This is really important, okay? That Flexible Leftovers hand-drawn cover that I have with the copy-paste stuff on it, the original stuff, has a little logo up in the upper right corner of it, and it's in a circle, and it says, definitely stereo. And I stopped, and I thought, if those are available, that's the name of my record label. Definitely Stereo Records. So guess what, kids? The .coms were available. DefinitelyStereo.com, DefinitelyStereoRecords.com. So that is the official name of the new label, Definitely Stereo Records. And I just think that's too cool. It was meant to be. That stuff had been sitting in my closet for over a year. A friend of mine wanted to see it. I got it all out one night, dusted it all off, and kind of went through it all. And I saw that Definitely Stereo thing, and it hit me after I'd bought these other .coms. And I was like, that's the done deal, right? So look for Definitely Stereo Records soon. I'm going to be releasing, like I say, this new Watt record that we're doing. I'm going to be releasing that. Thank you, man. I think it's a cool name too. And definitely look, everybody's already got it in the chat. I'm tripping. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, that'd make a great t-shirt, right? Definitely Stereo Records. People would be like, what is that? So it's cool. I got both the .coms. I bought them, secured them both. They were just available, not out there already. I think Steve would trip out if he found that out. I think that would be cool because nobody had, there was nothing. I Google searched. There were no record stores called Definitely Stereo. There were no anything. When I put Definitely Stereo, it was like, is your cable definitely a stereo connection or a mono connection? And I was like, no. That's not what I'm talking about. So it was pretty cool. And I think it'll make great stickers. It'll make a great label to go on records. And the way that the label is done on that Vi stuff, it's just one of them. And the guy just put it in there, and I've never seen it on anything. I was like, aha, it's in a circle. It's like Definitely Stereo. And I was like, dude, come on. So if I could, hey, man, thank you. So if you guys haven't been on the live stream before, I normally just try to play a different guitar every week, but Telecaster is always really good to try pedals with. Because the pickups are they're pretty neutral. Definitely Stereo, definitely cool. Yeah, man. All right, good. So this is my Tele going into my Sovtek MiG 50H on the low input channel, which is where I always like to run pedals if I try them out. The first pedal we are going to try tonight, I'm going to put the down camera on and y'all are going to see from my good friends at... I should make all of my releases mono just to troll. That is amazing. And you know what I'm going to be? Don't y'all even be throwing out ideas. Man, y'all already on it. I love it. So this is the Keeley Synth 1. This pedal right here that I'm pointing at on the down camera. You can hear me hitting on the pedal. The Keeley guys are so cool to me. I met them through my buddy Charlie Hunter. My son and I went on, of all things, and I say this like I'm made out of money again. In 2022, we were fortunate enough, my wife made us both go to the Vi Academy. Made us go to the Vi Academy. I'm not that guy. I know how these guitar guys do. They have a big audience of guys my age that have corporate jobs, that were guitar players coming up, that aren't making professional musician money. They're making corporate money, and they have a lot of money to spend. And so I'm not one of those guys. So we went to the Vi Academy in Las Vegas, and I'm not a big guy about flying. I prefer to drive. So my son and I took that father-son trip. My youngest one and I took that trip across the country, and it was cool. It was 2022, and we stopped at every music place we could. We stopped at Gruen Guitars. We stopped in Nashville for a day, stopped in Memphis second night, cut out, drove to Oklahoma City from Memphis, and that is where Edmond, Oklahoma is where. Yeah, dude, Charlie's one of your heroes. He's one of my buddies, man. We do a lot of records together. I'm going to have to, once I get a wingman running this laptop, we're going to put a bunch of the links in here to actually show you some of the latest records that we've done. But yeah, so we were lucky enough. Charlie hooked me up with Robert Keeley and Aaron, the artist relations guy at Keeley Pedals. And they were so cool as to have me and Abraham into the factory, gave us a factory tour, like just straight up factory tour. Very, very cool. And Robert Keeley is just the sweetest guy. I saw him at NAMM January walking down the sidewalk because he was displaying at an offsite NAMM thing that they do called Woodwire Volts, which is really cool. It's in like a smaller thing. and the people don't have to pay as much to display. So a lot of pedal companies go to that instead of paying $30,000 for a NAMM booth, which I don't blame them. So Robert was displaying at that. So he was walking from the NAMM thing down to his car or something like that. And I was like, Robert. And he was like, dude. So we talked to each other for a while, took a picture together. Such a sweetheart. I love that guy. He said, if there's anything you need, you just email me and I'll send it to you. And I was like, right on, brother. So I bought one of these really cool Keeley synth pedals. And basically, it's got your 4 knobs. It's got a switch. It's got a 3-way switch here. But I'm just going to turn some stuff on, and we're just going to listen to it and see what it does. What do you think? It's got a blend knob. The blend knob can be all the way up like this. You turn the blend knob back about halfway, you get part of your guitar in there, which is actually cool. So let's see what the filter. Oh my gosh. That filter's a little nasty. Just keep turning the filter up. Let's go. I love these new guys in the chat. Adam Emerson 1420 just said that pedal sounds like my mother-in-law. That's brilliant. My God, that's worth the price of admission alone. That's great. Amazing. It's got an attack. So when you dial the attack back, it's a little slower. It's great. And they're like, and they have them dialed in like the old guitar synths where they used to glitch out, right? They won't hold a note like, it'll glitch in a minute. It kind of loses track on it, but that's cool. We'll turn the attack up some more. And the best part about this whole pedal is it has a chaos switch on it. You guys see that right there? Woo! My gosh. All right, let's try that. Let's try the chaos switch. We'll turn the blend all the way up where it's just nasty. Let's see how nasty it'll get. Okay, cool. So we got three more switches down here. 3 more switches. We got 1 more switch with 2 more positions on it, so 3-way. So let's switch to the middle, and we'll turn the chaos back off, and let's see what happens now, shall we? Oh, I love that. That's awesome. So the cool thing is if you want this thing to just be synth with immediate attack, you just turn all these knobs up. Like... Woo, that's badass. Wow, that would be called the chaos switch. Wow, let's turn the level down a little bit. Oh my God, I love it. That sounds like a 13-year-old playing in the bedroom next to you. Sounds like it's coming through a bedroom wall. Wow. Amazing. All right, let's go down to the last. That's just somebody mad next door. Oh, that's pretty. Listen to that. You ready? Adam Emerson, you are a welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes in the chat. Adam Emerson wants to invent a pedal called the wife. You strum a power chord and it sounds like, did you take the trash out? I like that. That's good. So cool thing is pedals like this are really made for certain stuff, right? Like when you get a pedal like this and you realize it's monophonic, you don't want to go like you try to play a chord on it, it does that, right? It's just looking for notes. So what I'll find is that young guys will they'll plug a pedal in and they don't immediately gravitate to do, like pedals will steer you in a direction. That's why I have so many of them. They'll steer you in a direction that you don't know you're going. We call that inspiration. So they'll inspire you. If you pick up a pedal, if you plug into a pedal and it sounds a certain way, and then you just play all the same shit that you play all the time through that pedal, it's probably not going to work. And then you end up hating the pedal because it just doesn't, it's just not, you're playing the wrong stuff through it. So anyway, that is the Keeley Synth 1. Go get you one. Let's listen to the chaos. Woo, that's very chaotic. All right, great. Keeley Synth 1. There it is right there. Go get you one from Robert Keeley, robertkeeleyeffects.com or robertkeeley.com or keeleyeffects.com or something like that. Just, man, I'm telling you, EQ pedals are definitely where it's at. All right, so let's switch out pedals. Let's grab, I tell you what, just for Gales, or Gale being in here and bringing his boys with him. Brought your boys with you. I'm going to plug up the Tube King, and I'm going to let you hear the greatest distortion pedal ever made, as far as I am concerned. People can talk about a tube screamer. This thing actually has a tube in it, and if I shine a light in this little vent, you can see the tube. So here is our Tube King. I'm going to set everything at noon, just because I haven't used it in a while. Clean guitar. All right, so let's check it out. We ready? Okay, so I'll tell you the best part about this guitar pedal is it has a 3-band EQ on it. Three-band EQ, I can add a little bit of bass because that's a little tinny sounding. Woo! And then when you turn the gain up, woo! Damn, it's a good sounding pedal. And that's all just with my fingers. I'm just like, I didn't bring a pick up here with me, but I got one. I got one somewhere. Not bad. Very cool. It's like home. That was one of my first distortion pedals, seriously. And the cool thing is, it will cater to whatever. Like if you got a guitar like a Tele like this and you put it on the back and you have the tone all the way up. Yeah, you could totally rip some slide on that, right? So the other cool part about this pedal is that the master volume will really hit your amp and kind of hit it on the front end. Like this is a tube amp I'm using, so if I cut it off. So the more I hit the front of that amp with the master output of this pedal, it kind of does two things. You know, it's not, you can hear the gain when I turn the master down. You can really kind of hear the gain doing its thing, but it gets a little creamier when you turn that master volume up. Woo! I mean, listen to that. What's wrong with that? Oh, thank you, Sharon. Cool, so there's a pick with it, right? So back the treble down a little bit on it because it gets a little tinny. It's the back pickup of a Tele with the tone all the way up. But man, that's like, I mean, that's rock and roll, guys. God, I love it. Hello, Brazil. How are we? This is in the middle position on my guitar. Not bad. Not my favorite, but the neck is cool. Woo! That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I love it. All right, so we got to go back, pick up, gain all the way up, master volume all the way up. That's what the Tube King will do for you. Woo! That's some good tone. That is some good tone, friends and neighbors. I ain't lying to you. So this is my whole rig back in the 90s. This MiG-50 H-head and this Tube King. And I think I had an envelope filter pedal maybe. And that was it, friends and neighbors. It got the job done every single night. God, it's a good sounding pedal. Thank you for making me get that out and play it, Eric Gale. I'm sorry, I just called you Eric Gales. Lord, he'd kill us both. All right, I'm going to play one more pedal because my iPad is running out of batteries. And unless I get a charger in here on it, I'm going to run out of juice to fund the whole thing, and I don't want it to die on us. So, let's go one more pedal. And since I'm feeling filthy tonight, because that's all that we've had so far, we had the filthy scent, then we had that gnarly Tube King. I'm going to pull out on the down camera quickly, and I probably have about 5 minutes to get this done. I'm going to pull out this pedal from Joe Gore. Joe Gore pedals. You guys know Joe Gore writes a bunch of the guitar books and stuff. I think he did some bunch of articles in guitar magazines and stuff like that. I've known his name for years. I traded Charlie Hunter a pedal that I have lost. I don't know where it's gone. Somebody's either taken it from me or Charlie took it back and lied to me. Maybe, I don't know. He swears he doesn't have it, but. And this that pedal was called. I can't remember what that pedal was called. But this pedal, I bought this one because I'll tell you straight up. There's another one we're gonna play next week because it's got the triangle with the eye in it that looks like the Steve Vai stuff, but it's not a Steve Vai pedal. It's a Joe Gore pedal, and it's called like the Cult or something like that. Cultist or Cult, something. This one is basically called the Filth. Let's go. Let's play some filth. And if everything dies and everything goes out and I don't get to say bye to y'all, at least you got to hear the Joe Gore filth pedal. This is a fuzz pedal, and I bought it from a Joe Gore dealer when I was at NAMM last year. And it's got flies on it. It's got pictures of flies on it. And it doesn't get much filthier than that. Right? So this Joe Gore filth pedal, here we go. It's got controls on it. It's got a drive and a level, but it's got these two slider things. I don't even know what they do, but if a pedal's got sliders on it, I want it. Gail said, I bet that pedal will sound clean. I wonder what they're trying to tell me. Okay, before we start losing batteries, here we go. Filth pedal. Let's turn it on and see what happens. I'm scared. Oh. All right. Okay. That is the drive all the way up. Not as filthy as I thought it might be. Maybe I lied. I don't know, it's pretty nasty. Woo, man, it's pretty nasty. Maybe false advertisement. But I dig it. It is a little filthy. Oh! Okay. These are like filters. They got to be filters somehow. That's a little spitty. I do dig that. There we go. That's great right there. There's your volume rolled back. All right, that's pretty versatile, actually. Way more versatile than a pedal called Filth I thought would be. Woo! You heard that, didn't you? Listen to that. That's nasty, man. Yeah, it's compressing. It's doing some crazy stuff. Now that's nasty. That would sound really good with a univibe. Kind of sounds like a univibe right there when I double stop that bend. Woo! All right, I found a new favorite. Watch that. It eventually got filthy, didn't it? Maybe it just had to warm up a little bit. Listen to the compression on the front end. Can y'all hear that out there? It is very filthy. Hey, Mama's in the chat. Hello, Lee. I hope you are doing well. Man, I'm having fun playing that. Okay, I tell you what, we're out. Next week, come back. I just got to get out before my iPad batteries run out because nothing will broadcast after that happens and everything will just go. I don't even know how to turn it off. I'll see y'all next week, and we are going to play our way out of this thing with the Joe Gore Filth pedal. Tune in next week, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. I will bring all the Steve Vai stuff, and I'll show you all of it, and you will lose your minds. And we'll play some pedals, too. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and... wow, just for hanging out and listening. So many new people in the chat. I'm so excited. I'm honored that you would sit there and watch me yak for an hour and 15 minutes and 19 minutes. All right, we're out. Here we go.